So if the threat continues and we haven't been able to get help from other people, the sympathetic nervous system kicks in. This is where the fight or flight system is, mobilized. We've got more activity, more stress hormones. And I just want to remind you that, remember that our stressors can be good things like getting a promotion, finding a new job, having a baby, even exercise. Okay. So this piece of our nervous system turns on even when we're feeling well. It comes on when we exercise or when we play or when we dance. But it gets turned back off and we get back to that place of regulation. Many of the behaviors that occur within the sympathetic nervous system don't actually expend all the energy that it creates. So all that energy that it's got going on, it just stays with us and we don't get it out. This is kind of one of those things where you might hear people saying, oh, when I feel stressed, I feel better when I go running or, when I go exercise. And it's true. It does help. But I just told you that this piece turns on whenever they're exercising. So how does that work? It's because this piece does turn on when you're exercising, but when you're exercising, you can get all the extra energy of the stress out of your body. A lot of times when people are really stressed out, they will find that things like kickboxing and karate are the things that bring the stress down. And that's actually because they're using the fight movements from fight or flight to remove the excess energy from their body. It's absolutely amazing. So, we've got the fight response, we've got the flight response. This isn't a one is better than the other. This isn't a one happens and then the other happens. You can experience both in the same situation. You can experience one of them. You can even skip them and go straight to freezing if you've been stuck in a high stress mode, which, if you're in freeze mode, it's kind of hard to show up for that job interview. It's kind of hard to, move forward and take those risks if risks feel like really big risks because you're not safe. Fight response is usually associated with anger or a sense of being energized or powerful. And usually this has movement going towards the stressor. It has a really super narrow focus. Like a lot of people experience tunnel vision when this is going on. And a lot of people will have an increased saliva production, which I think is kind of crazy. Whenever people say they're spitting mad, I think they're in fight response. I know. So then with flight, flight is associated with fear, anxiety, and of course, there's that sense of powerlessness and helpless, and we're trying to get away from the stressor. What is interesting is when you think about this, a lot of times that the people that are in this situation, they have a really wide and unfocused, almost distracted kind of thing going on. Not because they're not in the moment, they certainly are. They're looking for an escape. So they're not focused in on the stressor. They're trying to get away from the stressor by looking out and about. So in a lot of situations, both fight and flight get activated at the same time, which then makes the survival brain perceive that neither strategy is going to work for us. So what's a good example of this? A firefighter. A firefighter runs into a house to save someone, but he's putting himself in danger. Okay. that is both fight and flight response. They will have both responses going on at the same time, and their survival mechanism is going to be screaming at them the whole time. They're amazing people. They do it anyway. It can be something as simple as an attorney being anxious about making their case in court. They might come up to the plate as like the little bulldog ready to take you down, but they might be really nervous about it on the inside. So survival brain is, saying, hey, you've got fight and flight going on. And the other thing that I think of is anybody that's in combat has to have fight or flight, both responses going on at the same time. They have to.